With a good time in me. There you go, theme song. Yes, that is the theme song to the actual Gordon Keith Twitch stream. Oh my God, I've just done about $200 worth of damage to my guitar. Welcome. Thank you for spending your Saturday night with me. I'm Gordon Keith, and I'm joined by a very special guest tonight. This is our 100th show, and we're very happy to finally get this guy on with us. It's a guy who's worked at the Ticket for 23 years, and
in 2 months.
And was yesterday your last day?
What is today? Saturday?
Yeah,
it was yesterday.
Dang. It's Danny Balis, ladies and gentlemen.
How have you not quit yet?
Huh? Have I not quit yet?
Yeah, how have you not quit yet?
I have. I just haven't turned in the paperwork. I quit like about 4 years ago. But I didn't turn in what I needed to turn in. Yeah, so I guess before we get into, we're going to talk about music, and I don't even know what all we're going to talk about. We'll talk about whatever comes up. And there's probably all kinds of technical problems with this Twitch stream. I know that, P1s. I've never done this before. Just to tell you my setup, I'm using OBS. And Danny is, as you can tell, is a window capture from my FaceTime call. It's so unstable. It's ridiculous. And so I'm sure the video is laggy. And but we'll fight through it because it's just going to be fun talking, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if your Twitch stream is even working. Hold on.
Yeah, we should probably make sure that we're on first.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, we are?
So. Yes. Video is great. We need Danny to be louder.
Danny to be louder. All right, talk, Danny.
One, two.
The problem is
two.
We have Danny, like, the way I'm having to feed Danny back through here is ridiculous.
Do you want me to up the gain a tad?
Yeah, you can if you want, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. 1, 2. I don't know if that helps. Check.
Yeah.
1, 2. There. That sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, why did you agree to do this on a Saturday night? I texted you yesterday.
Because you told me it was going to be for 15 minutes.
Well, originally it was. I was going to just interview you and then use it as an element in my little Twitch stream, but then you said that you were willing to do it live.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Oh.
I'll do 15 minutes live with you.
Well, why the freak did you let me waste time doing that Waylon song? Like 30 seconds of the Waylon song.
You can start the clock now.
Why is this feeding back? I'm hearing this. Hold on a second.
It may be... Oh, God.
Is that me that's doing that?
I don't know. Is this sound check part 2?
Oh, wait. I may have fixed it.
Okay.
I think I did. All right. Good. So this is your first day of retirement?
Yes. Considering yesterday was my last day at work, your math is correct.
And I have it all on cassette tape, your last show. So I need to go back and listen to it. Did you do any big speeches or anything, or did you already do that?
I think we did that earlier in the week.
When you made the announcement?
Yeah, that was Wednesday. So I turned in the 2 weeks ago, and they wanted to wait until later in the second week to do anything. And Corby brought it up on Wednesday, and we talked about it for a couple segments, and it was sweet. It was very sweet.
And is there anything that you didn't share on the air that you now can share now that you are finally free?
Nothing at all. Everything that I think I was pretty honest on the air.
And you said, just to recap for those of us who may not have caught that.
I said what? Are you going to tell me what I said?
No. I'm saying you. I was asking you to recap
said
it.
So you said like you were about to paraphrase something that I said.
No.
That I felt that we were for me personally, it had been, 23 years, and I didn't really see any sense sticking around if there was no more room for growth. And that didn't necessarily mean, I didn't expect to get paid ridiculous amounts of money. I enjoyed what I was doing for a long, long time, and I was satisfied with the money I was making. It just, I just felt like I'd been doing the same thing for a really long time. And, excuse me, just figured, am I going to do this for another 6-8 years? And then when that time is up, it's probably going to be around the time that everybody else up there is going to retire, because we're all outside of Norm. All the on-air guys are generally the same age. We're all hovering either under or on or above 50. And if no, I just didn't want to keep doing the same thing for another 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, well, I can just stop and do other stuff. And because by the time everybody else ends up retiring or peeling off and doing other things, then I'd be ready to do that anyway. So why not just do it now?
So what do you think you are going to do now? I know you got the 2 clubs. And
the clubs are doing
third,
fine, and
right?
I can sustain off of that. And we've got long-term leases at both locations, so there's no reason to believe that, and just unless the Deep Ellum situation just becomes ridiculous with crime continuing and no solutions there, and people just stop going out altogether. I don't anticipate that ending, but I mean, I've got so much music written that I'm ready to start producing and putting out. Upwards of 3 album lengths worth of material of varying concepts and styles, and I don't want to go. There's no reason to go a ton into that, but on what that is. What are you doing?
What?
Picture of me pointing with a Motorhead shirt on.
I'm just providing the visuals of your new album.
Yeah, it's a Motorhead tribute.
Your 3 album length record.
Done in the vein of young Motorhead. So no, I've got a lot of things that I can be doing. I've got a 1-year-old at home that I've been fully enjoying spending tons of time with, and I can increase that a little bit, but I don't know. It'd be nice to just take a break for a while.
So when
you do some podcasting.
Yeah, do some podcasting. You can join me on the Twitch stream. Been doing that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of the music that you've written, because you came out with Too Much Living, which was your solo album. Was that 7 years ago?
It was 2009. It was 13 years ago.
Holy mackerel. So it was quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've been writing this whole time? I know that after you did that, I remember
I haven't been writing at all since then. Pandemic, outside of coming to work every day, like most folks, I didn't venture out other than to go pick up food. And once things kind of chilled a little bit, we'd go out and eat and stuff. But my lifestyle changed considerably during that time. And then, expecting a child and then having a child, spending a lot of time at home, and then started getting into whatever the Logic Pro on the MacBook DAW that they offer at a nominal fee. Started getting into that and had a pretty good means to do demos and stuff. And I just started, there was just an overflow of material. So yeah, I've probably got 35 pieces of music that in varying states of being finished, of completion, most of them done. And yeah, that's just what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years, is just writing and writing and recording and trying to find a landing spot for it. But I think we've got a good strategy for it. I can't talk about it really because there's other people involved that may not want that to be out yet. So, but I'm super excited about getting to work on that and working with some different artists. So yeah, I won't be sitting around in a robe at home for 12 hours a day.
You'll still be out there and playing and all that. So back when you recorded that solo album, I remember you and I talking shortly after that, and you did a lot of gigs surrounding that, and then afterwards, and then I got the feeling like you were, I don't know if you were burnt out or you didn't feel as comfortable being naked and just one guy on stage or something. I just have some vague memory of you having a little bit of, I don't know, like that suit didn't fit you right then anymore. And it felt like you were taking time away from writing. And obviously, I guess you did if you went a while before you started writing again. What were your feelings surrounding that?
Well, I mean, that record that was an overflow of putting emotions to paper and to tape after Carter had passed away. My best friend that I played in bands with since the year 2000, when he died in 2007. I don't know, there just stuff started coming up, and I put it, into songs and put that record out. And it's largely about, me dealing with, the grief of him in many different ways, use many different methods that we do to deal with grief, especially when we're in our 30s or, younger, before you kind of get that a little bit more emotional maturity and understand that you don't have to act like babies just because you've got emotions about something. But it was me addressing that stuff kind of in a clandestine manner rather than just coming out and admitting that I'd been an asshole for 2 years after he had passed away. Just put it to music. And then after that, I put that record out, and I did a handful of shows supporting it, put a band together. And yeah, like you said, the suit for me, it never really fit to be the lead guy, the lead singer, the talking to the crowd and all that stuff. It was just never something that really, I didn't ease into that at all. I like being a complimentary piece and writing and letting other people kind of carry that more focal load, if you will.
It's tough to be a front man, and it's tough to be the only guy. Like I've seen some, one guy that comes to mind is Monty Montgomery, that incredible acoustic guitarist, and he can do like solo shows, and he's like an incredible guitarist. I mean, like one of the best ever. And he's also as funny as any stand-up comedian you'll ever see. It's unbelievable how he can work the crowd between songs, how he can tell a story. And I just marvel at guys that have all of those skills who can do that on stage at one time. And if you're kind of shy to be that character.
That's one thing that I was never super confident in, because, when you do that singer-songwriter kind of thing, you've got to have a pretty strong confidence in your ability to accompany just yourself. And I've never been, especially since I started playing bass when I was 19, guitar really took a secondary position as far as an instrument that I would go to try to hone. So I never felt super confident in my guitar playing enough to just accompany myself. And if you're a good songwriter and you can play guitar really well, you can make a good living by doing it on your own. You don't have to have a lot of support. But yeah, I was never confident enough. I was a strummer, terrible finger picker, just strum chords. Mm-hmm. So when you sat down to play these songs at 8 airs or whatever, when you're by yourself, it's just, it was never comfortable. I wanted to play bass, and that would have been really odd to have an electric bass and singing over that. I've never seen anybody do that before.
You've had, boy, there's so much you and I could get into here, because I've known you for a long time. You obviously were in the extremely early days of the Ticket and worked for the Ticket for 23 years. And staying with the music stuff for a while before, because there are some Ticket subjects I want to get into. You've had this horrible, horrible luck when it comes to losing people who are close to you that have been in bands with you. And I think we have a picture up. Is this on camera right now? You can see the...
Gosh, I'm not... I keep having to restart this. Oh, there's Chadwick.
Yeah. You mentioned Carter. You lose Carter first, who was your best friend, roommate, bandmate, in a horrible way, and that just shocked everyone in our community, and for you especially.
So completely unexpected. Yeah,
because he was shot and killed in castle doctrine situation thing that happened in East Dallas, and it made a lot of news. And he was only 30, right, early 30s, wasn't he?
Oh gosh, he was born in 73, so he was 34.
34.
Yeah.
And then lately we've had this. You had Chadwick died first.
Yeah, Chadwick passed away last year on September 1st.
And that's a picture of him that we're seeing here. This looks like you guys at the Kessler.
Yes, that appears to be so. Yeah, he went into the hospital with some breathing issues. Took him forever to come up with a diagnosis, but he essentially went into a coma and never came out. And it was a non-COVID related, incredibly rare lung disease that he suffered from, and it ended up taking his life. And to add, salt to the wound, his firstborn child was born a week before he passed away in the same hospital.
Jeez.
That he was never conscious to meet him in real life. And yeah, we'd played together for 5.5 years, and saw each other all the time, every week. Wrote music together, hung out together. Just one of the most beautiful souls, human beings. Nobody's ever said a bad word about the dude, and all of the things that are said about him are all nice, and they're all true. Yeah, and that was it floored us. Yeah, that was tough. And then I'll be damned if a few months later, Trey Johnson, the singer from Sorta, who Carter played in Sorta as well, passed away of a heart event that he was addressing. That he had some issues, went to the doctor, and they told him, "Hey man, you got some stuff here that if you do this, you're going to be okay." Changed his diet, was doing all the things, the medication, whatever they told him to do. He was doing it straight the right way.